So welcome to this episode of The Rumble. Again, I have a person in a trade, which I hardly ever get a chance to talk to them. I've only spoken to one doctor so far. So yes, you've guessed it, my guest is a doctor. So welcome to the show, Janani.
Hello.
Janani Manoharan, right?
Yeah.
That's your full name?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are, like all these doctors of today, attached to a hospital?
Yeah.
You don't do any practice out of home?
No.
So why is that? Everybody complains about that. We all keep going to these hospitals. Why don't doctors come home?
Oh, why? Because the doctor-to-patient ratio is so vast and different, right? If we have to go to every single house. How many houses do we go meeting every day?
So if you go to a hospital, it doesn't mean everybody comes to that hospital either. There will be people who will still not get to see a doctor because they're still...
And also you have to have some responsibility for your own health. If you are healthy, you should be responsible enough to go and seek the medicine. Only if you take some step forward.
Then you're treating yourself like a car mechanic. When there's a problem, come over to me. Otherwise, the doctor is... I'm going to just talk about old-fashioned.
Yeah, why
you
do
probably
we
guess my age at this, but these statements of mine, because when I say, in the old days, doctors used to come.
Okay.
They used to make these regular visits. It was like they were part of the family. They knew everybody's history. They knew this. Maybe the world's changed.
Yeah, but population is increasing exponentially, right? So
maybe
we have to
maybe
have that in mind.
that's the reason. But will it ever come back if you have a larger number of doctors? In the British system, do they have home doctors?
No, I don't think it will. Maybe we will have general practitioners going for home visits.
Yeah, that's what
but
I mean.
Specialists, now the technology is improved so much. So we have more access to this technology in the hospital. So it's better for you to come to the hospital for us to do our work with the technology that is available.
So do you get into a kind of discussion with your own seniors or your own teachers in the old days saying that you're all getting too reliant on technology and that you're losing out your basic diagnostic skills?
No, I don't think doctors are getting reliant on technology, but I think patients are getting reliant on technology nowadays. Yeah.
Which is the single biggest technology that they are relying on?
Nowadays, patients, they want proof. Like you said, in old times, we doctors, we were trained to diagnose the disease by looking at the patient, getting the history from the patient and what you're going to...
And checking a few parameters, like that. And then you're done.
But nowadays, even if we come to the diagnosis, the patient doesn't take it. We have to go through a battery of tests and prove to the patient.
You mean to say they actually volunteer
to
take
they
these
do
tests?
want tests.
I thought they hate those things going
No. I was just telling you, there's a patient of mine who had absolutely nothing wrong with her. I mean, she had a very mild infection and she wanted to take an MRI. And I spent 20 minutes explaining to her that MRI is not going to do anything for this. You don't need an MRI for this particular ailment that you're having. But she wouldn't listen. She just
so obviously somebody had told her that you need an MRI.
Yeah.
So that information would have come to her from where?
Where
do you think it came from?
I think from the net. Nowadays people have access to technology
she looked
everywhere.
like a
And with
person
all these high-grade phones, now you have it right there in your hand wherever you are.
So while the doctor is talking, you're sitting out here doing these things.
Yeah, checking on the doctor. So that's what happens.
Okay, so you're coming across more and more patients who are more demanding now.
Yeah, actually that is more in the city side, I guess. I did work in the rural side for a little bit. Their patients, they just, they understand what you're saying and all that, and they're more receptive to what you're saying. But here in the city side, they're like,
I was very intrigued by something you said earlier, which is that the people in the villages are unhealthy.
I didn't say they're unhealthy. I didn't say they're unhealthy.
People in the city are more healthy, if you want to call it that way.
Not healthy, I'll say more health conscious. No, not more health conscious, I think disease conscious. Yeah, that's the word.
Okay.
Back in the village, they don't know much about these diseases.
Okay.
And they don't know much about what's...
But you said they are unhealthy. Regardless of that, they are unhealthy.
No, I didn't say they're unhealthy.
Did you say they were unhealthy?
People who come to the hospital are unhealthy, Madhav.
No, just villagers per se are not healthy people, and that it's not. It's a kind of illusion that the countryside, the fresh air, breathe in clean water, they're as prone to every single...
No, I didn't mean that. I said villagers, people in the village, in the rural side, exactly. They are not aware of these diseases. Okay. So, and they're not scared or they don't worry about their bodies and what's wrong with them until it's
so it's a good thing.
It is a good thing because now here in the city we are exposed to so much of medical information about so many diseases and all that, and we read up and we get to know someone, like in the IT offices, someone sitting in the 5th floor has this particular thing, so maybe I am going to get it, something like that. We keep worrying our heads.
Okay.
So people, they don't accept the fact they're healthy. Everyone keeps thinking that they are going to be unhealthy, or they are going to jump into some disease.
Or they need a doctor.
Yeah. So that is wrong. We need to understand that we are healthy, right?
So the basic assumption is that you're a healthy person.
Yeah.
And then you get it fixed if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
not just go on.
No. You shouldn't expect yourself to jump into disease.
Okay. So you're basically...
Because see, I'm an obstetrician. I meet lots of pregnant women, and most of them, especially the people working in the IT side, the minute they're pregnant, they're so scared of abortions.
Oh, what, a spontaneous abortion?
Yeah, spontaneous. Okay. No, they want to continue the pregnancy, obviously, but they have this block in their heads. I want to tell all of them, why do you think you're going to abort? I mean, pregnancy, childbirth has been there right from man was there on planet Earth.
Yeah,
so why do you think? Yeah, why do you think you're going to abort? But then no, they're all gripped with this fear because someone maybe somewhere, like, you know, a colleague knows a colleague, or someone knows someone who had an abortion. So this lady thinks, okay, I might have the same thing.
All right. Oh.
That needn't be.
And they get influenced so easily.
Yeah.
Is it because of half knowledge is no good, or whatever?
Half knowledge is no good. It's
and
no knowledge or full knowledge.
Where do you think they're getting those ideas from?
Yeah, from the net and from colleagues and from all the exposure that you have.
Okay, so I mean, she's got a point. She says that, you know, actually women are coming perfectly healthy, and then they create some problem and they go and see doctors for no reason. So you can't blame the doctors for saying that these people are not healthy, because that's what these people come and complain, saying I'm not feeling it and you're perfectly okay. We'll find out this whole thing about rural health versus city. I'm very intrigued by that little division. We've been hearing, so many governments, successive governments from all countries, saying that they're having trouble pushing medical aid into the small towns. The primary health centers are not manned. The doctors disappear. There are no staff, there's no compounder, there's no this, that. What is the problem? Doctors, when they go in for medicine, don't they know that this is so-called noble profession where you treat people who are ill and don't always look for rewards?
But face it, doctors are also humans, man. I mean,
you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be above all that.
No, that's not it. Yeah, so most of the medical people...
What is the situation now? Do you have to go into rural areas?
Yeah, now they have this, like in government colleges, if you study, you have a particular bond period. You'll have to go work in rural areas for 2 years or something like that.
So that's after you finish medicine?
Yeah.
So it's not that you go like an apprentice and...
No. After you finish medicine, after you completely finish the entire training and everything, like a proper specialist doctor.
Okay, so how will you, in 2 years, how do you get yourself a job in the rural areas? Are you supposed to look after yourself? I mean,
no. They post you in government hospitals in the rural areas.
So every single doctor coming out of a college, regardless of whether it's government or private...
No. This rule applies only to government colleges.
Oh, not to private?
No, not to private.
Oh, so they miss out this entire opportunity of going to the rural areas. So I mean, that doesn't sound like a great idea. It's resisted, isn't it?
Yeah. But...
have you done it? Did you go into...
Yeah, I told you I just worked in the rural sector for a little while.
Where was it? Which part of Tamil Nadu?
Sivagangai. It's a small place near Madurai.
Oh yeah, Sivaganga, isn't that where our finance minister comes from?
Yeah, that's why they have such a huge big hospital there, because of his influence.
His place.
His influence.
Okay, and how are those centers? Really, everybody's
really
worried about it.
Really
this
bad.
Primary health care, rural health care is bad?
Yeah. Bad as in not enough staff, like how you said.
Okay, at what level no staff?
At all levels. At all levels.
There are millions of people in this country. What is the problem getting a nurse?
That is the problem. That is the gap in the government. The government should appoint people in and around that place.
Yes.
So, see, just because you're a doctor doesn't mean you have to leave your family, your life and everything behind to go give service. We're not saints here. We're humans.
Yeah.
So you have to take people who are in and around that place, train them and let them work there.
Yeah.
So they still have their life and they still do service.
And
so that makes sense.
That is not...
that's not being done. They just, They
don't even consider that.
Yeah, that's not considered.
You come from this area and you could be posted there.
Yeah, no, that's not considered.
Okay, what about people who are not doctors? Like, I don't know, what are the other ranks? Like ward boy, this, that and the other. Local.
That's what, in every level of the health system, you're shifted from various places. See,
is that a money-making
Yeah, there is. I don't know if it's an excuse or anything, but there is money involved if you want to go to some particular place to work and all that.
Okay. And the halat, I mean, the condition of these buildings and the equipment.
No, that is really good. The buildings and infrastructure is very good.
So the government provides all that.
Yeah.
It's just people.
Yeah, people
who are not responding the way they
That's the gap there. I think if they follow this, it'll be a little easier for everyone.
And the kind of patients, like I remember many years ago, MGR fell fatally ill, and some Japanese doctor came down here and treated him, and he said, or it is reputed to have said, that I loved coming to India because there are so many darn diseases in this country that I would have never seen it if I lived in Japan. So how is it like in rural areas? Are you seeing completely...
No, I want to clarify the Japanese doctors thing. Okay. That's because there are so many people in India. Compared to Japan, come on, do the math. I mean, we are like the second most populous country in the world.
Okay, but if you want an experience in polio, for example.
Okay.
Now, there are only 3 countries in the world which has polio. One is Pakistan, the other one, I think, Ivory Coast, I don't know, some 2 countries. So there are certain parts of the world where only there you will have that experience. So he mentioned that, India is good for that at that time. Okay. So maybe as things get better, it will be the same everywhere. So, is there a difference between the health problems in the villages and the health problems in the cities? Are you seeing different types of problems?
Yeah, there are different types of problems in the villages.
Because you mentioned about, specifically in case of women, that they're just falling ill or feeling that they're ill all the time.
Yeah, cities, we find problems more related to stress and other things.
Yeah.
Villages more towards nutrition.
You mean just women walk up to you and just come with the litany of problems saying that I'm not well here for no reason, or do you feel that?
I'm not saying they don't say it for no reason. They believe that they're not well. That is the problem.
So what is it that makes them feel that way? Is it the way health has been projected on television, ads, everybody pink and glowing and 2 minutes and all the rest of it, children growing rapidly?
We don't understand health is not only a physical issue, it's also a mental issue.
Okay.
If you are healthy mentally, you are healthy physically. So I guess here in the city, we are more stressed and we are caught up with all the other little things in life and everything that affects our health.
Okay. What about this constant bombardment in the media of what constitutes health? Okay. There's all these products that keep popping at you, supposed to be good for you, calorie-wise, it'll help you grow, and mothers buy all these things.
Yeah, I think they just make a lot of money and it's all wasted money.
It's not worth it?
Yeah, it's absolutely not worth it.
Are there equivalents of, let's say, I'll say a brand, say a Horlicks or a Boost or some malted drink. Is there a normal household thing that can be used which will do exactly the same thing?
You just have a healthy, balanced diet.
So how do you get a healthy, balanced diet when there's nothing growing around your village?
What do you mean nothing?
Half of them, they live in areas which are too dry or too arid, or they got to walk long distances, there's no water. The rural problem, which is why they come to the cities.
No, I mean in rural you have more access to organic food and healthy food.
Yeah, that's what they say. But then they still keep running away from it.
That is true.
Yeah.
So that's because we are all biased about the city life, the partying,
the bright lights.
Yeah.
But even a villager wouldn't be. I think he's just been driven out of there by poor health or poor, not having what he wants.
No. It's just a hype created around the city life. That's it.
So then there should be nothing to stop us putting a high-end hospital out of the city.
Absolutely.
And you think it'll happen?
If you have the finances and the resources and you go about it the right way, yeah, it will.
All right. I just got one more thing to ask her, which is there's so many doubts people have, and you can't really go to a doctor all the time. So is the net and YouTube and all of them doing a good job as far as doctors are concerned? Well, let's find out. So coming to a critical part which everybody complains about is this habit of people to self-medicate. A lot of people read the fine print, or they don't read the fine print, and they just go and buy things. So what's your view on that? Is it terribly dangerous or okay?
It's terribly bad. You shouldn't self-medicate because doctors prescribe. You go to the hospital for a reason. Doctor sees you for a reason. Okay, we take in so many other factors before giving you a drug. So now two people have the same.
No, but for simple things like that also can be dangerous. Like for example, you got what appears to be a block in your ear, and you think that, hey, this is just wax build-up or something. But it could be some other fluid inside your ear and all that.
So you need someone trained in that to know if it's a simple thing or if it's a complicated thing. So it's not your call to know if it's a simple thing, right? What if it's something not very
the
simple?
what if is the reason why you should see.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you can quite happily medicate. So this information that goes out through the internet, is there any good in that?
Yeah, there is a little good, but most of it is bad.
Is it bad because principle it's bad, or because the stuff out there is not good?
No, it's not about the stuff out there, or it's not about the principle. It's about us. See, I cannot go overnight, read something about maybe BMWs and become a BMW mechanic overnight. Okay. No, there are people who are trained for it, and there are people who study about it. That's the same thing about medicine. Why do you think why do you think you sit in front of a computer, read up something, and then decide you know as much as a doctor knows? That's not possible, right? What do you say? You can't. I can't overnight. No, I can't overnight become an aeronautical engineer or something like that. Just reading it online.
True.
Same goes with medicine.
Yeah, and it's especially more dangerous because we're talking about health.
Yeah, definitely. So you just cannot go there, read up what's there, what's out there, and decide that you know about it. No, there are so many other things you have to take into mind before treating somebody.
Okay.
So that's the training you get in a medical college.
And these things that are available over the counter.
Yeah.
And they don't even ask for a prescription. I mean, no medical shop asks for a prescription also. Only some say scheduled drug or something. Otherwise, it is expected that you know what you're doing and you're buying it. Because even the chemist doesn't ask you. So what about medicines like that?
Actually, they should have a ban on medicines like that. In India, I think they should have some regulation saying that you need a prescription for every drug.
For every single thing.
Yeah, that's better.
It's better, yeah.
Yeah, it is,
I
definitely.
mean, it'll definitely be better for doctors, I know. Get more people
and
coming
of
to
course
them.
for the patients.
And for the patients. Yeah, and it's also, it's like a conflict of interest situation where a manufacturer of a drug or a new formulation tries to push it down. Have you heard dozens of stories about traveling salesmen and doctors? I mean, it's not a hidden story.
Yeah, it's not a hidden.
People know they get junkets abroad. They go to Bangkok on holiday. The company send them here, there, and the other. Is those kind of practices? I mean, I've got a stupid question, but those kind of practices still continue?
Yeah, they do.
They do. And doctors, are they smart enough to?
No, but the bad thing is, I don't think, people are just against doctors. Like, there's some villain sitting there in some clinic. Just because someone is going to sponsor your trip to Bangkok or something, it doesn't mean every Tom, Dick and Harry entering your clinic, you're going to give him that medicine. No.
Okay.
So, see, maybe that pharmaceutical person, whoever's sponsoring your trip, maybe he has the same drug. Okay. And why not, instead of giving the same form, it's under just two different brand names.
Yes.
Okay. And until someone tries it and until someone gives me positive feedback about it.
They've done trials of it in any case.
Any drug that comes out, there are a whole you just kind of wake up and say, hey, I want to send a drug in.
Which a homeopath can.
No, yeah, they can. You can't, there are so many regulations. If one drug comes out, there are so many things.
So you think it's unfair, the kind of regulation that is attached
No, it is not unfair.
To the allopathic trade? And not for the other medicines who give you ground leaves and twigs and toad's legs and God knows what they give you and say that's medicine. Here it is.
No, I don't think it's unfair.
Is that the reason why our native Indian medicine is not accepted in the West? Because it's not empirical. You can't formulate it.
No, I don't think that's the reason it's not accepted. And I also don't think it's unfair that allopathy alone has so many regulations and all that. Because anyways, like my father-in-law, he practices homeopathy and he believes in homeopathy. But he himself says, I'll take homeopathy for a few days. But if my condition gets really worse, I'll jump to allopathy. Okay.
So is that to assume that allopathy is a more chemical form of treatment and the other one is more natural?
What do you mean by natural?
When I say
everything natural is also chemical.
No, I know. Not synthesized. Let's say not synthesized in a laboratory or a factory. Most of these things are...
That's because synthesized in laboratories because it's done in a large scale.
No, so you can have large scale of anything. But I'm just
actually, I don't think there's any difference between natural and allopathy because everything is natural, right? Whatever you're putting into, everything is chemical. Even natural things have chemicals. I mean, chemistry is nature.
True. No, but that comes from a natural formulation where it's like a root. It's part of a larger living organism.
So this formulation we have in a drug basically boils down to from wherever the root is.
Analysis coming from studies.
Yeah. So
why is it that only this one is regulated and that is not regulated?
Yeah, I guess this is more worldwide and more large scale and everything, and
Must be something like that.
yeah.
Anyways, I think it's time that we brought them also into
Under
some kind of...
they should have some
because
regulation.
we always hear that in some small towns, some doctors out there hang a sign out, and there are a lot of people going there and getting treated by him, and he's
No,
totally
but I think
unqualified.
the other forms of medicine, I'm not sure about it, but I think that those medicines don't have that great an impact on your health, either the side effect or the main effect. So it doesn't affect you to a very bad level
I mean,
and push you to that bad. But maybe allopathy can. So we need all these regulations.
so maybe the internet won't be a bad idea to give knowledge about these things also. Not only say, take this for this medicine, don't take this for this, or don't take this for that. Maybe
No, I think the internet cannot give you information like that, both the right way and the wrong way. Like I said before, you cannot sit overnight, read up one article or maybe 10 articles and decide that you know about a disease.
Okay, if not talk, let's say watch a doctor like you. You are an experienced gynecologist, all right. You talk about a specific problem. It is a doctor talking. It's not some printed word from somewhere. So, would your address be good for that patient to listen or that person to listen, or no? Come to the hospital and come to the doctor.
No, about a general health and general well-being, yeah, you can talk about it.
And is there a lot of things to talk about it? Do we need to talk about it?
Yeah, we need to talk about it because, like I said before, people are more disease conscious. Most of us worry about the diseases we are going to have and we are going to get and everything. Nobody is like we are saying we are health conscious, but we are not. Most of the people in the city don't think they are healthy.
Okay.
So health starts from what you think.
All right.
So we have to start there.
So they're sick in the mind itself.
Yeah.
All right. So
I mean, not in the bad way.
I know. So I hope that you do take some action, because somebody has to go and take some action on whether you can talk in a general manner about health issues to women, for which the net is a wonderful medium.
Definitely.
So maybe we can talk about that. So thanks for coming, Janani.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for having come over and talk to us about medicine.
Thank you.